Well, I intentionally made a mistake yesterday when I made my video regarding La Palma. And of course, I had the attackers out. But I've heard something regarding that video that pertains November 2nd, November 3rd, and 4th. So we can go and say November 2nd. So that would be 1 plus, oh, wrong. Oh no, someone's going to smack me on my head for that. Oh no, I made a mistake again. Shit, how can I do that? Plus, and then will be the 4th. Oh, 4th plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. So we got 6, 8, 10, and 11. So 11 is a number in numerology that cannot be divided up to 1 plus 1. This is a so-called elite number. 11 and 22 are elite numbers. And we know what happened in 2001. That was 9/11. So that was that date, right? The 4th. So let's go over to 1 plus 1 plus 2nd plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 equal 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Possibility. Then we had the third one. That one falls through, of course, because that gives the number 10. 10, well, means a new beginning. So let's just put it in anyway. Plus 1 equal 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1. No, that gives 9 again. Another 9. Huh. There you go. But my initial thought was 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5. That's 9. Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is Halloween, or today is Halloween. So let's just do that one. 1 plus 3 plus 1. See, that only gives the number 4, but if you continue it, just for the fun of it, plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. So we get 4, 1, right? That's 5, 7, 9, 10. Gives the number 10, which we can do 1 plus 0. Why did it do that? Plus 0 equals 1. New beginning. Well, that's just the numbers. And I have heard today that the guy who is in charge of La Palma, I don't know if he's the mayor or sort of a governor. He is contemplating doing a detonation of, I don't know, TNT in order to redirect the lava stream away from the cities. Now, what can possibly go wrong by doing something like that? That requires a big amount of TNT in order to make that happen. But could that shaking, that concussion shockwave through the crust, not the crust, but the lip of this island, could that cause the western flank of La Palma to slide into the ocean with 149 miles per hour, resulting in a 30 to 40 feet tsunami wave hitting the east coast of the United States with the speed of a jet airliner? It will travel very far inland, especially on the lower land. Maryland, bye-bye, you gone. New York City, rest in peace. Many areas will be completely obliterated by the wave. It will not be a wave that is of a long wavelength. Let me see here. Let's go down here. There. Go in here. New. So how do we do this? Like that. This is, let's just say, this is the coastline. And here we got all the houses. Whatever. Somewhere. And wrong color. Never mind. But just for the order, let's make sure that no one gets upset. We hate upset people, don't we? So all this. And then we go back to blue. This is the water. Well, the wavelength of such a tsunami is fairly short, meaning if we really go into the nitty-gritty here, it will be a very tall wave, and then there will be ripples behind it. But this distance here is very short. So when it comes into the coast and hit the continental slope, it will rise very fast up to extreme height, but at the same time it will also slow down a lot. So let's just go, how do we do this? So let's do it in another way. If it was a long wavelength, we will have an initial wave coming in, and then we will have a series of waves coming behind it. And this water here is rising up high and is ready to hit the coastline. Because of the continental slope, it is rising high. You get me? And the longer the wavelength, the more this wave will push inland. The shorter the wavelength, as is here, which would be in the case of La Palma, it will not travel super far inland, but the wave for at least 12 to 20 miles will be devastated. If anybody would say that that is not a game over scenario, you lost your marbles, because that is a game over scenario. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. And I just love that I deliberately make a mistake in my calculations yesterday to flush out um, the scuffles. And he was very upset. Poor guy. What size shoes are you wearing? Your feet is size 12, but you're wearing size 10. It must hurt a lot. I love it. But that's really what we're looking at. And we have a hot shot here on YouTube. I like him. But in this case, I beg to differ with him. And he completely lost me on that video he made regarding La Palma. His name is Florida Marquis. And he says that there's nothing to worry about. Meaning he got no bloody clue what he's talking about. We have on this planet, in many places, evidence of prior tsunamis all the way back to 8,000 years ago. And they are showing complete devastation. The latest one we know about is in 2004. I was actually contemplating taking my children to Thailand with my brother when that happened. I am glad I did not go. His wife is from Thailand, and thankfully everybody was back in Denmark, where I lived at that time. I came to America in 2008 in March. I am so happy because one of the most hit cities where my brother's wife came from is a city called Phuket. Phuket. That town was destroyed. Meaning if I was there with my children, we would probably not be alive. And that tsunami hitting in Thailand was no more than 30 feet high. Nevertheless, this tsunami killed 230,000 people in a matter of hours. Islands were completely wiped off the map. From the epicenter towards Thailand, there were some small islands. They were completely washed over. There was nothing left. Nothing. It was just a sand dune. Everything was washed off. So I must say I'm a little disappointed that Florida Marquis is deciding to say that it's nothing. Meaning he had pretty much nothing about what a tsunami is capable of and what La Palma is capable of. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we have some bloody freaking good numbers here. Those numbers speak for itself. Well, I learned today by listening to Paul and Mike that those red dots in those grid patterns that we have seen that sparked a lot of internet commotion regarding La Palma, those are artifacts. The whole world in this surveyor system that they have is lined up in a grid like that. And what we are seeing on that image right there that stood out is pretty much like a freeze image of the software program. It means nothing. It's just how the world is mapped in a grid, in quadrants. So let's put that to rest. It's nothing. It don't mean anything. Even I was kind of like, that's strange, until I learned about what it is. So put that to rest. Nothing to worry about. This has nothing to do with earthquakes. This is just a artifact, electronic artifact of a freezed image that did not get refreshed, and therefore it showed as it showed. But the whole world is mapped like that. It's part of, I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe it's because they're monitoring every square inch of this freaking planet we're living on. Keep track on us. But that's another story. We already know they're doing that. NSA. Unfortunately, this time I cannot upload Paul and Mike's interview, which were very, very interesting, and I suggest that you go and watch it. Very interesting. But unfortunately, even though that I wrote a personal message to Heidi, Paul's wife, to tell Paul and Mike, do not speak one word about COVID. That can cost you your channel. It cost me a channel for medical misinformation. And in that video, there was no talk about it. They just decided to get rid of me. They didn't even mention it, Mike and Paul, in that video. Anyway, they decided to cancel my account permanently. But, we're dealing with communists. And when communists feel like they are stepped over their toes, they lash out. And just wait till the communists get soul power. They're not just going to lash out, they're going to kill you. That's what communism do. They kill people. Hundreds of millions of people have died in the hands of communists. And you are embracing Biden. Some of you. I'm not one of them. Definitely not. And funny enough, Biden says that he's a capitalist, yet he's acting like communist leader. Well, you see, the world is upside down, and it's a completely different topic. And, politics, to me, it's nothing but a farce. It's just to keep us distracted. And in the background, they're doing the most evil and most heinous things you can possibly imagine. It's just how the devil works in the darkness. It's not done in a day of light. But we got some good markers here. That could be a possibility. Could be. But I'm not saying it's going to be. I don't want to put dates on. I had a comment that is unfortunately not showing, so I could lead you to it. But he's saying in 10 years, the tribulation begins. Well, I don't agree to that. I think tribulation is right around the corner. We now got disturbances between Russia and Ukraine. It won't be long before China takes Taiwan. And China, some dumb fuck, is going to just let that slide. Now we also learn that after we have left thousands of Americans behind in Afghanistan, that the Taliban is now attacking in Syria UN troops. That was a good choice, Biden. Real good choice. Well, all I can say is, if I were president of this great nation, I would erase the Taliban from the face of this planet. I would hunt them down and kill every man, woman, and child supporting them. They would all be dead. Any survivors would be shot twice to make sure they're dead. That's how I feel about terrorists. Evil cannot be dead enough. Period. Pray for them. Don't help? Well, hot lead will help. You make sure that they cannot harm anybody. It's called self-defense. It's called protecting human rights against evil. And unfortunately, these Hamas, these Hezbollah, these Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and now ISIS-K, is it Special K? I don't know. Or Taliban's? I don't give a shit. If I were president of this nation, I would hunt them all down and kill every single one of them. So there's no one left of them. It sounds harsh. But back in the old days, when the giants were in the land, God sent the Israelites in to kill every woman, man, and child. Why? To cleanse the land of evil. And that's what we need to do. We need to get rid of evil. Isn't that obvious? It is obvious to me. Well, maybe not to you. Maybe you're just too blind, or maybe you're just too stupid to understand. There are no room for evil. And I suggest to you, when evil really take foot in this world, it already has, but not complete. Fight evil to last man standing. Because evil flourish when good men look on and do nothing. Even if it costs you your life, you're fighting the good fight. Don't cower. Don't be a wuss and run. They're gonna follow suit, find you, and then they're gonna kill you. And you will not have the element of surprise. Just how it is. Last man standing. Fight this evil. And most important of all, have God on your side. If you're fighting for self-service, you die. For sure. If you fight in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, you might just get through. And you will be able to count your blessings. That's all I have to say. Palma is a serious issue. Florida Marquis and the world. It is a very serious issue. It is not something to just brush over and say nothing is going to bloody happen. This is something we need to keep our eye on. If nothing happens, thank God nothing happened. But this volcano is getting stronger and stronger. And the western flank of that island is already unstable before the eruption. And as I explained to you in the former video, there's water in those channels. And when water gets superheated by the lava, it expands, and it expands more than steam would do. And that can break the western flank and slide into the ocean. Just saying. It is something we need to be aware of. And you can bet your bottom dollar on that the Biden administration is not going to give you a fair warning. They want this. Oh yeah, they want this. You know, if it happens, it will force a global reset. Wall Street is gone. Even though they say that they have preserved all the records, they don't mean a damn thing. It is what they say it is. Your opinion don't matter. Your opinion has not mattered for about 100 years now. They don't give a shit about you. Practically, if you were dead, they would be most happy. It's just how they are. They have sold their soul to devil, and there is no return for them. It's game over for them. But they still want to hold on to that power that the devil has given them. That illusory power that the devil has given them. This quest for immortality, which they cannot ever get. There's only one who can grant immortality to a human being, and that is God Almighty. The devil has no power there. And when the devil's lips move, he lies. See to that you do not be deceived. God bless you. Well, I just wanted to put this one in there. See, they got no mask on, right? And I would say that Biden look a little special there. Kind of don't look like him. But I forgot to say, I got a whole bunch of links in the description box below pertaining La Palma. Watch it and, you know, make your own thoughts and so on. Nothing is set in stone except that the end is near. God bless you.